in bamboo. So let's welcome Samir Jamatia from Tripura.
Sini Tripura Hostovo, sini Bukuzul Kharoksa. Remove the
Hi, this is Vineet from Homchang, and this November we know it's Entrepreneurial Month, and we are here to interview the Creative Lab. I would like to ask, just introduce yourself.
Yeah. So, welcome to the Creative Lab. This is our office, and I am a director at the Creative Lab. I am the managing director. My name is Sahor Tebbarma, and here is.
Hello, I am Shoradip Rakshit, and I worked as a DP and the managing director of Creative Lab.
Hello everyone, my name is Sova Mog and I'm the creative director of the Creative Lab.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options, I can pass that bitch like Stockton. Just joshing, I'ma spend this holiday locked in.
When are you going to take it out, no? You will have to take it out this
Okay, so first question, where did you guys get the idea, we should open a creative agency and everything in Agartala? So what inspired you to do that?
So basically, we three individuals, we started off from different fields. So I knew Saur from a long time since I was from a dancing background as well, and he had his own crew out here, the Backspace crew. And I met Shoradip through a friend of ours, common friend, and that's how I got to know him. And the first encounter of ours was he did a shoot with me, so I was basically the subject for the shoot, and it's kind of has a funny it has a funny background story. So once we were done with the shoot, I got this idea in my head because I knew that Sahur that time he was pursuing graphic designing and he was into motion graphics as well. So I had this idea in mind that why not we collab all together and make it into a one unit. So that's when we will be covering different aspects, like the main which we had already in our mind to target. So basically I thought we have a graphic designer, we have a class of photographer, we have a class of graphic designer, and me personally I was into editing. So for me, I was doing travel videos from before. I was editing from a long time using phone and everything, and then that's how I professionally got into it. So every time it took a while to start actually, and that time we didn't know pandemic was going to hit. So just before pandemic we used to go, there's this place near Heritage, we used to go out there, have a sip of chai or something, and then I was the one who used to initiate let's start off with something. So it just took a lot of months to just say let's start off, what to do, how to do. We didn't know how to execute it, but we just thought we'll start off, and that basically it went on. And then suddenly we were okay, we have thought about it too much, so why don't we just give it a try. I thought the basics, the most hardest part is to actually start. So when we just were thinking so much, I was chuck it, everything aside, why don't we just jump right into it. So that's when we jumped. We thought about the name and everything. It took us a while to find the name as well, but it took us a while to actually divide the work as well. At the first it was only three of us. Sahur was looking after the graphics department, Shoradip and I, we were managing the shoot and the video part, the editing part. So that's how it grew from the beginning.
That is really cool. Shout out Bandita. So you guys have been together for 2 years, right? So what do you individually feel about Creative Lab?
Yeah, so the name Creative Lab was not Creative Lab before, but when we started off, we were quite experimental. We were learning. So that's why it's creative. Creativity is also there, and laboratories we'll experiment and learn and then grow together. So that's how the name Creative Lab came, and I think that's how you guys also feel. कुछ बोलना चाहते हो?
Okay. So as an individual, what I see in the Creative Lab, all the members actually get a freedom, how they can work on a particular project. It's not we have to do this in a particular way. Obviously, it changes to it depends on the project itself. So what I think, like people who work here in Creative Lab, they can do kind of different kind of experiments and try different things out in case of video and photos and other things as well. So yeah, we are planning to go for like movies and all. That's our dream actually. Try for movies, like try to shoot actually like films and all. So yeah, that's it.
I think as an individual, like when I started this off, this was just like a dream. So basically, three people coming together, and what I saw potentially was like I've been traveling around for a while right now. So outside they had all of this market where like the agencies and everything, like they were giving out top-notch contents, because right now we are in a digital area. So all of the contents which are giving out in outside Tripura, like if we are seeing the location, so they are like on the top-notch level. And when I got back to Tripura and I saw there is a lot of potential out here, but the people, they don't understand. Like I personally felt that people didn't understand good quality content between a bad quality content, or like let's say okay quality content. I'm not degrading anyone, but that's just how I personally feel. I feel a lot of businesses could also grow through content marketing and everything, like social media, the digital era, using the digital era. So that's when we dived in. So personally for me, this is like our own, like all three of us has nurtured Creative Lab like our own baby, and we are looking forward to grow it as much as possible, potentially expand all over India and in foreign countries as well, if like we can move on with it. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we do so. And the only thing that I'm trying to like gain from this right now is that our main motto, like what I personally want to do and I personally feel with Creative Lab, is to grow a community where all of the digital artists, be it a photographer, be it an editor, be it a graphic designer, all of the people coming together, because that's how our story originated.
So how many members do you have like right now?
Currently we have 10 members, and we have 3 other directors, and we have other 7 people working for us.
And how do you like divide the roles among yourself? Like I'm pretty sure like you don't always direct a film, like you give everybody a chance, right? So how do you do that?
So basically I work as a DP, and Shubham works as a director, and Shahar works at the back end, like he does all those editing stuffs and all. And depending on the project, we divide people, like what they will be doing for that particular project. We assign them accordingly based on the project actually.
Waishakna di okokno ani okhani kokrokno bahai kishana no ang palmaya.
Okay, so I watched a few of your videos with Arpan and Sadhvi Didi. So I wanted to ask, like, how do you, like, what is the process that goes beforehand before you plan a shoot and everything?
So we usually have different phases. Once the project is finalized with the clients, we usually get the requirements beforehand, what the clients are looking for. So after we have all of the requirements, our team sits down together, and that's when we do the first phase, which is the pre-production phase. So in that phase, what we basically do is we divide the work. So there is a separate department for the script. Then me and the script writer, we sit down together, or else if there is anyone who is providing me the concept, all 3 of us or 4 of us, how many people are working on the concept, the pre-production phase, we sit down together, make the first concept, and after that we draft it. After that comes in with the DP, so Shoradeep, me and the other people who work on the set, so we all get together, and then that's when we work how to execute it. first planning is done, how what we'll be executing, then we do how we execute it, and after that during the once we have planned out all of the things, like how we are going to execute it, what are the technical things that we'll be requiring, like let's say if there is any type of lighting setup that we want, or let's say if there's any type of props that we are planning on, like especially for the Peeni Peeni one, we had a lot of time thinking how we are going to plan the underwater shots. So this was like a first time in Tripura. We wanted to get innovative, so that's when we came out with this underwater theme, and it took us a lot of effort and challenge, because personally we also had to get down on the water, and that's how we shot it. So during that planning we had to sit down with Shoradip, like both of us, me and Shoradip, we have been working closely, and it's just like we three have this kind of duo that whenever we both are working on the field, and then that's when Sahar comes in later part when he is executing with the VFX or any types of graphics element, usually the poster and everything. So that time we had to get creative, and since it was like all of the projects, they come with a challenge, so executing is very tough. But once the execution part is done, like when we do the shooting, that's when you have to keep in mind the different aspects that we need. So he decides the lighting and everything, and the color tone of the like the whole video as a whole. And for me, I decide like what the video will go, in which direction it will go, and the editing part. So one plus point is that we all have like 2 or 3 individual roles. It's not like one person is doing one individual role. I personally, I don't only just direct, I edit as well. He personally, he also shoots and he edits the photos and everything. So that's one plus point we have. So in that way we can execute it perfectly, and we have this synchronization together. So once that is done, then comes the post-production phase. So during the post-production, I have to sit down with him, I have to show him the color board, the mood board and everything.
So you guys have done like 50 plus projects, as you said, and you guys are growing eventually, like slowly, like with the pace. The pace is quite good, I must say. And so how do you plan on growing in the future? Like how do you plan on like, you know, like going to different parts of the country, like you said, and going abroad? So how do you plan on doing that?
So this is just, I would say this is like a wishful thinking. We are working on it actually. This is like what the basically like there's just a plan for right now. So first of all, what we want to do is what I personally want to do is we all three want to set up a community for all of the creators, just like we said. In that way, what we can do is most of the time like help creators out here. Like there should be a network, what I truly believe, with all of the digital artists, like be it a videographer, be it a director, be it an editor or anything as of such, a graphic designer. In that way, what we can help is we want to give something back to the community. Back when we started it, that time there was no one to teach us, especially when Shurdip started, when Sahar started. He has been doing for a long time right now. We didn't have anyone, like we all started from somewhere or the other. So we want to help the creators, we want to bring in a lot of new things in Agartala in terms of tech as well. We want to bring in new tech, we want to bring like more companies out here, make it like because out here what I truly feel is like the IT sector is not that developing till now. So we can actually enhance that using all of this if we have good connections with our client, and if we can deliver like really top-notch client project. I think sitting out here from Tripura itself also we can get work, which we have been getting. But personally our plan is like to grow and individually set up more like spaces outside of Tripura as well. We want to look forward to other places of India and outside India. Outside India it's a bit tough for right now, because right now we don't have that kind of manpower. So if we once generate that kind of manpower and let's say that kind of budget for expansion, we'd definitely love to. And we are currently building a strong connections with our clients outside of Tripura. because they have been really loving our work, and it's like thankfully we have been able to deliver them with that kind of quality. So the standard, we don't want to get it down, we want to improve the standard as much as possible, innovate new things, try out different things which maybe people in Tripura they never thought that was possible. We want to bring out different meaning, because a lot of people are still skeptical to try new things. A lot of people don't know like the terminology, or let's say how to actually execute a shoot. So just an basic example, we have like the photo shoots which are done out here. There is no proper fashion type of photography done out here, which Shorodip as a DP and as a photographer, he wants to bring it out here. For me personally, there is a lot of tech going on. There is no 360 videos out here. We're trying to innovate with 360 videos as well. Saur, he has been trying his hands on 3D and motion graphic designing. So that's something we are currently working on, because there is a different sector which we still haven't tapped in. That's why I'm saying is because we are still growing, we are still learning. We don't want to say we are the best or something. We want to grow, and we want all of us to work together, and all of the people who are out here working as an individual to come together as a network of ours, and then to work together and maybe push it outside as well. That's one of our major goals. That's how we want to plan our expansion, and also like more of like pushing Tripura in the names of other places, like let's say in the names of like top 10 places in India where you can actually find like good quality content, or you can find good agencies out there making a name out of in Tripura. So like there have been moments where we have put our work in different places, like our photographers and our videographers, all of us have put our individual work as well, from being from Tripura itself. But we want to push it forward, like go to the contest and everything, try for different contest, and for different agency award as well. That's one thing we have in our mind for expansion. And apart from that, we want to build a community and grow outside of Tripura. That's one thing.
Well, I really hope you guys do, and it was like really nice meeting all of you. And
What's
yeah.
poppin'? Brand new whip.
Tai wasa lam sogo kiting songna jeng tinini nukha jeng khorok entrepreneur by kok salai ka chini Tripura entrepreneur ati khaina norok homchang no nai tongli jeng on November talo chini entrepreneur man jeng a jaga kwang ma je chini Tripura sikla je bongni on venture eba khai bongni startup je cheng tong nai rong no jeng borok by kok salai nai tai jeng je borok tam khai tor khun nai ati khaina norok chini homchang channel lo subscribe khai tongli tai chini joto social media page sogo norok chuna follow khai tongna tai katal update norok abro no nai
Dark hair bitch, she look like she go. She do.